DEI president. She's the DEI president. People don't often talk about how there is a pain associated with learning, but Bell Hooks does in Teaching to Transgress. No one can project into the future, and I don't want to be complacent about the presidency, but I have a feeling that if Kamala Harris does win the presidency, there will be a lot of people who have to learn the painful lesson that white masculinity is not intrinsically a ruling identity. That might sound really obvious to you, or that might sound really stupid to you, but the idea that when you grow up in a culture that is constantly telling you that you are meant to rule, and not just like culture like Lord of the Rings and culture like every frickin' movie since forever where there's a white male protagonist who saves the day by taking charge of a situation, but also leaders like Trump and leaders like Josh Hawley and leaders like Ted Cruz who endorse white supremacist ideas with dog whistles or directly with statements like DEI president or whatever. Implicit in these critiques is the idea that someone who is not a white male identity who is in a position of power must not be able to deserve it because they don't have the right identity. So if Kamala Harris wins, there will be people who have to grapple with the pain of their own identity being decentered. And that is a actual painful lesson. And I wasn't expecting Bell Hooks to agree with that, but then she did on page 43. Quote, "And I saw for the first time there can be, and usually is, some degree of pain involved in giving up old ways of thinking and knowing and learning new approaches. I respect that pain, and I include recognition of it now when I teach." So my note of encouragement is in this new moment of political energy, let's build coalitions by calling in as opposed to building liberal hierarchies by continually calling out. But to think from the flip side for a second, from the perspective of someone who feels like their identity is being decentered because it is, that can feel like an attack. So less of an encouragement and more of a requirement, someone grappling with the pain of that identity shifting, again, that respected pain, should not confuse the pain of learning with the real pain of oppression. There is a difference between feeling attacked and being attacked, and the name to say is Sonia Massey. I know there's a lot of news and things move fast, but like Donnell said, it's important to take a moment to witness this. Sonia Massey was killed in her house after she called the police for help. To decolonize your mind is a painful process, but it is never a process that leads to your physical annihilation. Republicans will try to portray the loss of white male power as a form of oppression. It is just not.